It is my pleasure to welcome you back to New Frontier. Oh man, we are working on this field we just talked about right at the end of the last episode, and let me tell you, I've got my work cut out for me. I spent about an hour and a half just plowing this thing, and fortunately I just pulled up a video on my other monitor, so it wasn't like I was completely focused the whole time, but even so, we have an hour and a half of plowing that we got done on this. And our working width on this here planter is only slightly wider than we were able to get with the plow, maybe another meter or so, all the way out to, what, 4.5, 4 with this thing? So we definitely have our work cut out for ourselves. But just take a peek at how big this field actually is. It is massive. And I think it's going to be great, because my plan is I want to get grass planted on this field, as well as the one right next to it. Let's pull up the big map so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So right now, we're working on this field right here. And then this is our grass field here in the middle. This one just produced about, what was it? Is it 60 bales? 24, 48, 50. 50 like 4. So if we just look comparable-wise, I'm thinking this field here might be a consistent 80 to 85 bales per harvest. Which with the current prices is about 100 grand, so this field, if we take good care of it, should produce about $300,000 a year for us. Actually no, we don't even have seasonal growth done down, so it should be about $400,000 a year. And then once we mix in that field in the middle, these two fields on their own, maybe bring in well over $500,000 every single in-game year, which is perfect for us, because we need a lot of money if we want a chance to get this loan paid off. And speaking of loan paid off, let's just do that right away here. All we have to do is scroll down to the Finances tab and repay. Another $10,000. We still owe $470,000. So we owe quite a healthy chunk of change, but luckily we do have silage that is becoming available to sell here, here in March. It's only going to be another hour or so, and that will be fermented for us, which is perfect, because I do think I have probably about an hour worth of planting here. If not, maybe a little bit more. But just this field on its own is going to make us some crazy money. So let me get this thing all taken care of, and then we can look at what we're going to be doing for the remainder of our episode. We are just about halfway done with the planting process here. I feel like it's been somewhere around 40 minutes, give or take quite a few. And I've noticed I missed just a couple spots with the plow, but with the size of this field, we're just going to let them be. You know, we can torture all of you knowing I did not plow this field perfectly, and that's just how it's going to have to be. So again, just about halfway done. Let's get this over with. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It took me probably about 25 minutes or so to come back across the field this way, so by my estimation I probably have an hour total into this field, as soon as you count just the two headlands and then the seeding, because I did do a big chunk over here on the side before I went down and back, like all the stuff to the right here I did before I started doing every other row. So I estimate just about 1 hour in the seeding process, which is kind of bad news, because if this is at 7 miles per hour, our windrowing is not that much wider than this. It's probably, I mean, what, we have 4.5 here, or 5.4 behind us, and that's probably 8 or so, so we were looking at least 45 minutes if we were to mow this field with that rower. And then we still have to bale, we still have to wrap, we still have to pick up all the bales, still have to fertilize, and I'm not really sure if we're going to do rock collection. Honestly, I kind of want to, but the upfront cost of the stone picker, I think, is just too much to be able to actually want to go for. And then while we're looking this way, just really quick, you can see I kind of started to lay out a field down there on the bottom. I think I took like 2 passes last night before going to bed because it was just getting late. And I had just finished plowing this one. I just want to get another field started out there. So what I'm thinking is I'll probably expand the middle field once we have this grass field well established. Expand that middle one up. We might even just connect them into one massive grass field. Might be a bad idea, might be a fun idea, not really sure. But I can confidently say we are officially done with planting this field. That was likely the longest piece of the puzzle that I was hoping to solve right away here, because that's massive. I mean, just, oh my gosh. I don't know why I do this stuff to myself, but man, every time you get done with a job like that, it just kind of feels a little bit more worth it. So let's just, honestly, let's throw some more seeds in this thing before we go much farther, because we do have all these seeds just sitting here, waiting to be used. I'm hoping we clear the pallet. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Very happy about that. 1,200 liters back in our planter here. Yeah, so I'm thinking we need to get fertilizer down. That's going to be a main piece of the puzzle here. And let's take a peek at what our silage is worth while we're sitting here, shall we? Alright, time-saving stock check worth $68,000. It actually looks like we have a really good price right now. 68,606. That's actually a really good price. I think we're going to start by selling all of our silage. And then we're going to roll that money. I mean, we need to definitely fertilize this no matter what. And we need to roll it as well. We didn't roll our other field. I don't think it gives you that much of a bonus, but I think we're going to do it this time. Alright, there we are, basically another $7,700 in bales there, but we're up to $97,954, which is a really noteworthy chunk of change, in my opinion. Of course, we're going to see crazier numbers, especially in the series, but for right now, it's actually really nice. So here's kind of where I am currently thinking our money's going to be going. So for one, we need to get our big field fertilized. We still need to get it rolled. We still got stones on it, of course, but I was really hoping to be able to speed up our mowing and our windrowing process just as we continue with these episodes here, because this big field is going to take a very long amount of time to take care of. Just look at the sheer size of this thing. I think that speaks for itself. It's just, there is so much field here that I think we're going to have to, at least, at a minimum, be conscious of how we're going to speed up these processes. Because we could buy a small front mower, but we would still need a tractor that's able to run it, because the DX3 does not have that capability. It's not big enough. It can't do it. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is hop on here, give ourselves a steering assist, and we don't have enough fertilizer. We might as well not even start yet. Let's just go, let's buy a couple, maybe 2 more bags worth of the fertilizer here. We want, did I blow right by it? Yeah, yield improvements, there it is. Solid fertilizer, we're definitely just gonna go with another 2,000 liters of it here, because we're going to use it almost no matter what. Plus this fertilizer spreader should be able to hold this much fairly simply. I think it holds up to about 3,000, maybe more. But I do think we should be able to store this much just fine. Perfect. Yeah, this one holds just over 3,000, looks like. We've got 2,851 liters in this, which should be more than adequate for getting these fields done. And it looks like this first pass is going to be the one with a little bit of overlap. I'm okay with that. This is going to be a lot of money going on this field, but I'm okay with that. We could go through and do some stone picking as well. It's going to take so long. It's kind of why I'm kind of not really feeling the stone picking, to be completely honest with you. It's going to be such a long, dreadful process that I'm not looking forward to it in the least. I'm just not looking forward to it. So I might, we might forego the stone picking process, because I mean, what's going to happen to me? You know, we're going to damage our tractors a little bit faster with super easy prices. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I don't see that being an issue. So I'm just, yeah, I think we're just gonna fertilize. And then maybe, I mean, while we're fertilizing here, let's take a peek at the rollers, shall we? Because we could get 12.3 meters, 46 grand. I mean, all things considered, that's fairly economical. $46,000 to be able to roll our fields. But it's $46,000 for, like, at most a 2 to 5% yield bonus. And I don't know if we want to spend $46,000 on that. I think we'd be better off just letting this field do its thing, right? I think we'd just be better off letting the grass grow on this field as it is. And of course, like, if we need lime or something, maybe we can put lime out on this thing, but truth be told, I don't think it's going to be necessary. Just because the money we're going to spend, especially, you know, rolling whatnot, I don't think we're going to get it back. At least to a degree that makes it worth our time. I think we're just better off spending our time doing something else, and that is actively making just boatloads and boatloads of dollar bills, because that's what we do best on this farm. This really is. So I'm just going to take the little bit of time it's going to take here. We really don't have that many passes we need to take in order to get this done. And as you can tell, I did take the liberty. There's a mod I was using on our start from nothing save, and I loved it so much that I just decided that we're going to be implementing it here. And all it does is... actually, I don't even know if I selected it or not. But what it does is it would turn off these guidelines when you get to edges, or when you get on long straight shots. It doesn't look like it wants to turn it off. Let me turn it back on. Maybe it'll turn off automatically. But basically, it would hide the guidelines, so it makes it a little bit more enjoyable, because you're not staring down a green line the whole time. But it is very obvious that I did not actually install it. I just hit load. So, yeah, I'm gonna get this done. Okay, we put on just about 1,300 liters of fertilizer. So probably about like 2,200 bucks. What did we pay on the fertilizer there? I don't remember. It feels like 1920 per thousand. So I want to say maybe looking at about $3,500 in fertilizer. Either way though, our field is fertilized. We're not going to mess with rolling it, which means I think it's time for it to magically become a new month. I mean, it wants lime too. I'm not quite sure what just happened there, but it's April. And look at our grass. It's already... I love it. That's a really big grass field. Is there anything in the for sale section for us here? Looks like a conveyor, a square bale or round bale wrapper. Looks like it can do both, which is actually pretty cool. It can do really big square bales. Then there is a push mower that can do 4 miles per hour and a big old loading wagon, none of which actually looks like it's going to be nice for us. I am curious, actually, what our far field is doing, because this is 100% fertilized here. So we don't have to worry about this, but we can go take a peek just over at our other field. And we're just going to rip right through the middle of our field here. It's ours, we might as well drive it how we want to drive it, right? I think that makes the most amount of sense, doesn't it? So let's just go take a peek. I want to see what the field looks like over here next to us. It definitely looks taller. Maybe by a growth stage. Yeah, it's definitely taller, isn't it? Looks good. Looks good. 50% fertilized. I think we can throw a level of fertilizer on this, because it does look like it can get taller, doesn't it? It does. Let's throw a stage of fertilizer on our smaller field here. I say smaller field. This thing's actually... it's actually still a pretty decently sized field, isn't it? Let's just run the down and backs here and see what happens, shall we? Honestly, I've just spent this last little bit while we're finishing up fertilizing this small field, trying to figure out where I want to spend our money. And of course, that's going to be a lifelong issue with every save I ever play, but especially for this one right now. It seems like we have a lot of areas we can improve really fast, but I think it all comes down to one thing. If we get a new baler, for instance, we speed up our baling speed drastically, but then we speed up the pickup and the baling speed drastically. So I should say just our bale process gets faster. If we get a front mower, we can't even operate it because we don't have a front PTO on the AGCO. So a new front mower, like, we can't even speed up our mowing process yet because of that. And not only that, but our rowing process actually can't really see that much progression anyways. Because this one, I think, works on the back of the tractor. Or, you know, like, you put this one on the front, And then, yeah, I want to figure out a good windrower combination, because we have so much stuff that we're going to need it for. Let's leave the fertilizer spreader here, because we're at 100% on both fields. Let's get the harvest time. Okay, we're here. It's June. And look at our grass field. This looks beautiful. I'm really excited about this. So, I don't know. I've really been thinking about what to do with our money, because like this thing is slow. Like this is a slow process too, just because it's only the back piece. So I don't know. I really want to know exactly what we can do. So, I think the first thing we do is going to check for sale items, just because maybe we'll end up with a brand new wrapper or something that would help us severely in this instance, because I'm really hoping to save some time on this. Let's take a peek. You have got to be kidding me. Oh my. Listen to the power. Oh, what's the repair cost? 3,600 bucks. That's a buy. Okay, we have $20,000 now. And a beast of a tractor. Oh my gosh. We went from the Agco 220 horse. I believe this has like 280 now. I didn't even look at the horsepower number. Maybe we should look at that quick. We're at 260 horse. Wow. What an upgrade. And now we have 20 grand. Able to help us with one thing. And only one thing that I want help with. Mowing. I'm hoping for a front mower like this. Oh man. Mowing at 14. And twice the width we were before. I mean, close to twice. On a massive field. A lot of rows. Let me give you a little drive-by here. This is... I want you really to be able to see what I've spent the last, at least, hour on. I want to see I was done mowing about an hour ago, so I think I've been windrowing for about an hour. And take a peek at this in general. As you can see, we have a rather noteworthy amount here of just rows and rows and rows. And then, over here, we have more. More rows on rows of just grass, waiting to be baled. And of course, this is a job that is going to be rather tedious. So, of course, it makes sense for me to cut out the entirety of the work and just show up with it all baled. So, yeah. I just want to take a quick moment to say the round baler extension mod is so good. I'm not hitting the brakes or anything right now. It just kind of slows down automatically when it's full and needs to stop. It has missed nothing in these first about 4 bales or so. This is an amazing mod recommendation. Thank you so much. And Mr. Doots, yourself again. You're getting like all of the mod recommendations, and I love it. I'm all about it. The mod recommendations you've had are great. I mean, look at this. Beautiful Fendt 900 Vario. The Favorite series. 900 Vario. Round baler extension mod. Plus we got the DX3 back there. Realistically, about everything I have is by your gracious requests. And recommendations, of course. Well, that's the second time I've had to refill on the nets, but thankfully, we're just about done with this process. As you can see, we've got quite a few bales here. If I had to make an estimation, maybe about 20-25 bales. Not too many, but definitely a nice hearty profit for us. What do you guys think? Maybe $30,000 we'll make off these? Yeah, maybe $30,000. Nothing crazy, but that's okay. And in case you're curious, yes, that was some heavy sarcasm. We are looking at a lot of bales. Well in excess of 100. I'm thinking close to 140. And each bale we pull approximately $1,200 for, so maybe 160 grand sitting on this field. Let's take a peek at the time-saving stock check, see what we have in terms of liters. That will give us a really good idea. So we have 556,000 556,000 is ridiculous here. Let's take a peek. 556,000. And we have bales at 3,500 liters. There we go. Divided by bales at that many liters. We have about 160 bales. 160. And that's a pretty nice chunk of change, if I had to say so myself. As we had the time-saving stock check pulled up, you can see grass value, best time of year is at $84,000. So that's a couple bucks. And of course, when this becomes silage, we're not going to be in the best time of year. Best time of year is January, February, right around there, and we're in June, so we'll probably take a quick sale. But for the most part, we are likely going to retain most of these to sell for best time of year. Because, I mean, just look at all these darn things. There's a million of them. They're all over the place. And we still have one of the most tedious processes left. We still have to wrap all of these. And honestly, I'm really tempted to just go into no-brain mode on it and just use the back wrapper. But then it would take so long, it would be absurd. So I don't know, I'm really, really tempted to just do that, but I don't think this... Yeah, we don't have a front loader on this guy, so I think it makes a lot of sense to just torture ourselves a little bit here. We have some wrap on both of these. We should put the roller on this so that it can roll easier, but oh, that's okay. Turn it on, and time for the torture to start, shall we? Another successful use of the DX3. I mean, look at this thing. It's great. It definitely does lack horsepower when it's trying to go uphill with this setup. So we might be looking at trying to end up with something with a front loader, but I also want to make sure that we get to use this thing a little bit more. It's been great for us already, but it's lacking the horsepower to come up this hill effectively with this setup. So maybe we can find another way to use the DX3 effectively, so that we don't have to struggle going up hills. Because it definitely struggled, especially in this section here. We were stuck going 8 miles per hour up this slight incline here, but that is a-okay. So now I'm just taking a peek here. That is a massive tree cutter. Holy smokes. I really didn't look at it before. So total number of silage here. Let's take a peek. We're going to have 570,000 liters. Oh my gosh. So value-wise, fairly lucrative, if I had to say so myself. But of course we can't do anything with this money yet. We're going to have to get it all out, get it all stacked up. So I think today, what we're going to do is get all of this off the field, get it fertilized, and then I want to look at making a slight change to the way our field is operating, or our fields, for that sake. So I think that's what we're going to plan on doing here, is getting all these off the field, and then making a slight change before the end of the episode. Here we are. All of our bales finally, I say finally picked up. That really didn't take as long as it could have, but it's definitely like, when you have a field this big, every piece of the process is longer than you're used to. But because of that, we also have a couple more bales than I think we're used to as well. Each of these stack has 24, so just by a proxy of that idea, these 4 stacks here are 96 bales. And then again, we have 150 minus 6. So if we have 6 bales here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 150, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 163 bales is our total number, all included. Which is kind of ridiculous, honestly. I'm all about it. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave these ones on the trailer. We have no reason to unload them, just to load them up. In a month, because they're probably going to sell this small trailer worth. No reason to just leave it on. So let's go over and grab ourselves the beautiful, beautiful plow. We have one last thing we have to do in this episode, so that I can feel happy with where the farm is at, and then we can start getting into some other projects. One being clearing some of this forest land here. I think we can make a really nice chunk of money by doing that. And then, of course, we could just use all of our land a little bit better than we are. So let's just hook onto the plow, which I left way up here for some reason. I don't know. I'm a little silly sometimes. But that plow, oh, there it is, over there. I do think with the current silage amount that we have, or at least with the amount of grass that we're sitting on, we're going to have a couple options available to us that we did not have this last time. And because of that, I think it's going to be important to maybe expand a little bit. Let's take a peek, actually. I want to see what we can get for plows. We have like 280 horse. Right now we're rocking... Is it this one? Do we have green? We have green. So we could get noticeably wider with 50 grand, and even just ridiculously wider. I mean, it's only 4.9. Maybe we just don't even plow. What if we just don't even? We wait until we can sell a bunch of our silage. Let's leave this section, actually. We might have a bigger plow for this. Now that I think about it, why should we torture ourselves with slow progression? I don't think it makes sense, does it? We could really, really get a massive field here. Oh man, this is a bad idea. I don't know why I'm going to let myself do this, but we're going to go... I mean, what is this plow worth? Let's hit the cruise control. Down into our vehicles section here. Plow is worth $10,000. We're going to sell it. And let me tell you why. We're going to do some diabolical farming, some of my favorite kinds. So let's just go. We're going to move a little bit more time ahead here. We don't have to fertilize necessarily right away, but I want to get into the next month. So you guys are going to love this. Look at the prices. Silage. Best time, the max month is now, it says March, but the value is 213,000. We are in a best value month again. I don't know how to explain this. Is this easy mode stuff doing what it does, where the prices are always in excess of what they should be? Because we should not be at this point, but we can sell every single bale again. I mean, we're gonna be sitting on 200 grand. Yeah, that's every single bale sold. We're now sitting on $228,000. That's a ridiculous amount of money, but I'm all about it as well, because let me tell you, there's stuff we want to accomplish, and with $228,000, we've got a lot of options. Of course, of which we could be doing stone picking, we can do some better plowing, and even, I mean, we could be looking at a new windrower, we could be looking at a different back mower. Oh, excuse me. We could be looking at a different back mower for the tractor, so that we are able to mow on both sides of the tractor and the front. We have so many more options now available to us, but the first things first, we need a plow. And I do want to check our horsepower. I want to say we had like a really nice amount of horsepower, but I don't want to overwork our vehicle if we don't need to. It is the Fendt. We have 260. Oh, baby. Yeah, we can go here on this longer one. Instead of working 2.5, we're working 4.2. And now that... Oh, look at those things. Slated mold boards? What are those? They look sick. We're putting them on. Let's look at the tire here. See what we're looking with here. The flotation track, the ride. I mean, that thing just looks sick. Yeah, we're going with the slated mold boards, $50,500. Look at this big old plow we now own. Things are looking up for us, without a doubt. And of course, now we don't have any, any money in the reserves. We have to wait until we're able to harvest again. Plus, we have to get more wrap. Before I blow through all of our money, we're going to take a quick second and get ourselves another pallet of wrap. Can we get black? Oh, black wrap this time. Yeah, that'll be sick. And we still have some round bales floating around. So here's what I'm thinking. We need more grass. We need to be able to work with everything we got a little bit better, don't we? So here's the first thought. We're going to go right. I mean, I want to flip this thing around. Oh, oopsie. That was not the plan. Oopsie daisies. as per usual, I think I'm going to leave some of this up to your imaginations, because this is just going to be a long, tedious process, as it's been in the past, of course. So I'm just going to get all of these fields connected into one giant mega field. And then next episode, you can expect to be at least harvested, or at least get it planted, ready for harvest. Because next episode, we're really going to be starting to reap the rewards of this field. Now, I mean, we're hopefully going to have little to no money left, just because we're going to be using that money to get it done faster and faster. So we'll see how it goes, but thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please enjoy the rest of your days and nights. If you enjoy the series, remember, drop a like, maybe even leave a comment if you're really feeling a little zesty. But other than that, please do enjoy the rest of your days and nights. Take care.